Hey guys, this is Dee and welcome to my first solo YouTube video. I do another YouTube channel with my good sis, Miss Tiff, more for the culture. The link is below if you're interested in any kind of critiques in minority-owned businesses, services, or products. Check out our station. They will be discussing my recent breast reduction. I will review physical therapy, my approval for insurance coverage, the surgery, and post-op recovery. Just a heads up, just want to put a disclaimer out there that I am not a healthcare professional. I cannot give you any kind of medical advice, but please consult your physician if you are considering a breast reduction or feel if you need one. I am here for any kind of questions. I will have my email address below. Also, you could just, hit me up in the chat below. Just let me know if there's anything that I missed that you have any questions on. So let's start. Okay, so just a little background. I've always had a very large chest. I started like maybe in the 5th grade developing breasts, and they never stopped. I'm going to slide some videos or some pictures in here so you can see the before, but I always had very large breasts. I have an 8-year-old, so 8 years ago I was pregnant, and I think that from that point forward, my breasts started to get even larger. And so I went to my gynecologist one day and she was just like, you need to have a breast reduction. Don't you have severe back pain? And I'm like, yeah, but it's something that I kind of just dealt with, it's just something I'm used to. So I didn't even think like, oh, you know what, let me go ahead and get a breast reduction. Just something that never really crossed my mind, but my back was killing me. And that was so true. I always had to have some type of support when I went to work. I had a desk job. And so, I'm always on a computer and I would feel the stress on my back. Also, when the straps would like kind of dig into my shoulders, because the type of bras that I would get, a lot of support would be around the band part and also the shoulder part. So I was getting stress headaches because of all the tension, with holding up my heavy breasts. So the largest my breasts got was a 36I. And that's pretty much right before I decided to go ahead and check out some alternatives. So the first thing I did was physical therapy. I said, maybe, instead of doing the breast reduction, let me see if physical therapy would work. So, and also it's encouraged by your insurance to check out other alternatives before you go to surgery route. And I'm not sure if you're going to just pay out of pocket, but if you do have insurance, most likely they do cover breast reductions, especially if you're super large like I was. So I did physical therapy for approximately 3 months. It did help, but it was very short term. After a while, the pain would just return. I think the longest physical therapy helped me was probably like 12 hours, like overnight. And then of course, driving to work, I was in traffic for an hour, sitting at my desk for 8 hours, 7 hours a day, the pain would just come back. And so I realized that I definitely needed to do the surgery route. I went and I did my due diligence. I found a physician, Harvard medical grad, had extensive history dealing with very large breasts and, basically bringing it, reducing them, and he seemed really likable, like really good reviews. So I decided to go with him. So he took pictures a few times. I went to him probably 3 times before my actual surgery date, which was February 17th, 2020. So yeah, I'm like 2 months post-op. Today is April, I think 18th or 17th. So took the photos. I had the notes from my physical therapist showing that I did go for 3 months, and the pain was relieved only temporarily, and most likely I would need surgery. And also I had a note from my gynecologist, the initial physician that saw me, that believed that it was probably a best bet for me and my overall health to have a breast reduction. A couple of things about my doctor, he was very thorough. He explained exactly what to expect. There's a possibility that you have to remove the nipple if you are as large. Like I said, it was a 36I. So, and I'm only like 5'4". So I'm like super small. Actually, I have a before picture of me in this exact shirt, and you're going to see the big difference between how I look now in this shirt and how I did before. But anyway, so I'll slide that in here somehow with the edit. But, it was a situation where, you know, he was like, you might have to remove your nipple if we're not able to kind of cut it in a way. So the incisions are underneath my breast and it goes all the way up to my armpits, like right underneath my armpits. And there's a cut right here as well. So pretty much it's like, I'm not a doctor, but from what I understand and what I saw, it's like, you know, you have a circle and then you're like cutting out a piece of pie. And then, you know, you're cutting out that slice and then just bringing it a little closer together. So that's pretty much what he did. He cut out this pizza pie part and has the slit, and then he kind of pulled it together and brought it up. So even though this was not like a cosmetic thing, so it wasn't like a breast lift, it automatically looks like a breast lift because he removed so much excess tissue from out of my breast. So it really is like a stark difference, as you will see when I slide in all the before and after pics. So you know, he talked about that I may lose some type of sensitivity or even any kind of sensation in my nipples if he does have to fully remove it. I won't be able to breastfeed if I don't really plan on having more children, but if I did, I probably wouldn't be able to breastfeed if he has to totally remove the nipple, and I won't have any sensation or feeling. It will be numb. He also said because I am African American, I can have some keloid issues when the healing occurs underneath in the incisions. One of the ways to prevent that keloid from really thickening and building up is to put a steroid shot in the actual keloid to kind of thin it out and make it more of a smooth healing. He also said that it's probably going to take me around 3 weeks in order for me to really know if I'm healing properly or if there's any infection or any kind of issues. And lastly, he did say I'm going to have to be out of work because I was such a large case. Maybe 4 weeks or so. I mean, I don't know exactly how everybody else situation will work out, you know, if you have smaller breasts or, you know, I mean, not small, but, you know, smaller than my eye breast, you know, it might not take you a full 4 weeks to be out of work, but I definitely was out for the almost 5 weeks. So after we went through all of that, he also required that one of my family members or whoever is going to be my support system come back to get all the instructions. My mom and also my boyfriend was that, you know, after surgery, they put some tape here on your nipples, and you're supposed to keep that on for at least a week. And then, you know, still take a shower, still wash, but try your best not to get the tape wet. If you did get the tape wet, then you would just get a blow dryer and dry it off. Also, you know, no creams, no gels, no nothing in the incisions or anything for that first week. After the first week, you know, you're allowed to, you know, start putting creams like, you know, Neosporin, you know, some cocoa butter, you know, any kind of creams that can help with the incisions starting to mend and, you know, get better. And so, you know, that was like the second step. And then, you know, that following week, he would remove the tape and everything like that. And then the third week, you will return in, you know, kind of any kind of excess stitches that was not removed. You know, he would kind of cut them and kind of just check out the healing process. September-ish, I started the physical therapy and the whole process. And by February 17th, I was set to have surgery because the physical therapy, like I said, was very temporal. So February 17th, I got to the hospital super early, I think like around 4 or 5 in the morning. I was scheduled for surgery around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I got there, I was prepped, you know, they brought me in, they explained that they were going to go ahead and put me under, and I would be under for approximately 4 hours. Like I said, I was a larger case, it might differ in your situation. So they put me under, it happened like that, like I didn't have any issues or anything. And then when I woke up, I felt like a slicing pain, like I felt like the incisions, and like it really was painful. I started to cry, and my doctor, my surgeon, was there. He was very supportive. He explained that, you know, this is temporary. They gave me some pain meds right there on the spot. He said that, you know, everything went well, but he did have to remove my nipple partially. So thankfully I do have sensation in my nipples and everything, but I definitely don't know about the breastfeeding part since my nipple was removed partially. It wasn't fully removed. So that's something that I'm going to follow up with him when in my next appointment, which with this whole coronavirus thing, I don't know when it's going to be, but it was supposed to be sometime this month, April. So, I was brought back into my room. He requested that I stay overnight. So that was something I already had prepared. I had an overnight bag and I also had my boyfriend present. He was the one that brought me in the morning and he was there after surgery. I felt loopy, because I just came from anesthesia. I wasn't really hungry or anything. I was just thirsty. My throat was dry because they did stick tubing down my throat in order to, to ensure that I was breathing and everything was okay. But I really was up and around pretty quickly. The nurses were very shocked that I was able to go to the bathroom by myself. The pain was very real. You feel the pain, you feel the incisions, you feel the pressure, your breasts are very hard and firm, and you do feel a lot of discomfort. I wouldn't say I have a high tolerance for pain, but I definitely didn't think that, it was like unbearable. It was something I could deal with, but it's just something that you just need to keep in mind that this is not something that's like, oh yeah, it's easy. I'm not gonna feel any pain. No, you will. So I was in the hospital. I was bandaged down. The tape was on the nipples, as they already told you it would. I was instructed to have sports bras in my overnight bag, which I did. They also give you sports bras that open up in the front, and they're very easy to like kind of take on and take off. So they actually let you have a couple to take home as well. I was wearing like an extra large. I think it was like a 2X or 1X large because like I said, everything is swollen, everything is tight. But I definitely felt the difference right away within those 24 hours that my back pain was like subsided. I didn't feel all this pressure on my shoulders, I definitely felt it right away. So 24 hours was up and probably like around 10 o'clock or so, I started getting ready to go. My boyfriend came and got me and we headed out to my home. My mom, of course, was home and was like a caregiver to me, because, sometimes you just felt a little weak, a little loopy. The bandages are tight, in that first week and you're not supposed to remove them or anything. So I did take my showers. I avoided any of the bandages. I made sure to keep them dry with a blow dry if any water did touch them. And it's awkward, to try to take a shower and not touch the bandages, but it is what it is. So I want to say that first week was the toughest. I did have some pain meds which were prescribed to me right before surgery. My surgery was taking place on a Monday. I had everything prepared by Thursday the week before. I had all my medications, which is, typical painkillers. So I pretty much just used the Tylenol with codeine. I didn't want anything too strong. And that first week, I probably used it maybe 2 or 3 times out the week because I was trying my best not to use it too much. I don't like to feel like loopy and weak. And, but if it got too bad, I'm not a superwoman. I did take them. Second week now, 1 week after surgery, I did go back to my doctor. He was able to take off most of the bandages, but the tape was still on. He said I was healing pretty well, but still too early to tell. No infections, just to keep the area clean. And then of course to now start lathering with, like I said, Vaseline, Neosporin, anything that, another thing that I use, and I'll put it on the link below, is Arnicare. No, I'm saying it wrong, but it's like Arnicare, A-R-N-I care. That really helped because it's like, a nice, smooth, cool kind of substance that you could put down there, and it's really helping with the healing process. And so I used that the second week, and again, sparingly used Tylenol with codeine, I think maybe twice. probably use it like twice or so that second week. And then, the third week, it was even less. So the healing process is slow and steady. Thankfully, everything was going well with me. I didn't have like tremendous pain. I did start to feel like this prickly kind of feeling when it was time for me to settle down and go to sleep, which was like kind of annoying because I just wanted to go to sleep, but I couldn't because I kept feeling like all of this sensations, like kind of like a prickling sensation on my chest area. So I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to start taking more meds, but it was like really making me uncomfortable. But then I realized that I just had to kind of get ready and wind down for bed a little earlier, not right when I'm ready to sleep, just so that my body can wind down. And all of that tingling feeling, I found out from my doctor, is just my body mending itself and like kind of coming back and congealing with itself. So that's something that was unexpected that I had to deal with. I want to say that, just like getting up and getting out of the bed was a little difficult. So I actually purchased prior to surgery date, the husband, which is like a big pillow with like the handles on the side, like you can kind of like lean back on. I found that to be very helpful. I still use it till this day, even though it was like 2 weeks later, but I'm still using it. But that's just something that I personally thought was helpful. I'm sure propping yourself up with regular pillows, if you don't feel like buying one of those big husband type of pillows, it will be sufficient as well. But I just felt that it was very helpful. It helped me to sit up and it helped me to like go to bed without like moving around too much, because as you can imagine, you can't really sleep on your stomach, because you're still healing. And it's kind of hard sleeping on your side as well. You just kind of want to sit up those first couple of weeks. Probably the third, fourth week, you'll start to feel a little bit more comfortable, sleeping on your side and moving around. So like I said, now I am 2 months post-op. So how am I feeling today? I feel awesome. Actually, I don't even have a bra on. I just want you to kind of see how it's kind of sitting up on its own, because when you see the before pictures, you're not going to believe it. I think that my doctor did an excellent job with matching my body type. I am a thicker girl, so me having tiny, tiny boobs would not be helpful. He never really directed me as to what size he was going to do. He always said, well, cup sizes change. I'm not giving you a cup size. I'm just going to match your body. And I think he did a really good job with that. I have not been out because of the coronavirus. And side note, anyone suffering from any kind of depression or actually directly affected with the coronavirus because of their loved ones or themselves personally, my prayers go out to you and your family. I only wish you guys the best. I pray that you are healed, your family members are healed, and anyone else that are loved ones that have been affected by it are healed as well. We're stronger together, and I don't want to glaze over that. And that's something I did want to reach out to you guys and let you know that I totally understand that we're going through really tough times. And I really appreciate you taking time out to watch this video. And hopefully everything will open up soon so that elective surgery will be possible, so that you guys can materialize your dream of reducing these breasts and just being a little bit more freer to like move around and exercise and do things that you want to do. Because I know how much my breasts held me back, and I didn't even realize it until, my physician kind of put it out there to me. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is improving the quality of my life. Of course, it makes everything look better. I'm so happy about them, but also just the quality of my health has improved overall. So I definitely appreciate you guys taking the time out during this whole pandemic and hearing my story. And I'm hoping to help you, each and every one of you that are watching this, that have similar situation. Back to the story at hand. So yeah, I will say I feel 100% better. My back pain has subsided. I don't get so much pain with having the straps on my shoulders. I definitely feel more confident in my clothes and wearing certain things. And I think that it was a really good decision. The pain, like I said, was probably between 1 to 3 weeks. I was feeling pain. And then, it just constantly subsided. You know, it was just a gradual process. So, I mean, like I said, I took meds probably 3 times a week the first week, similar the second week, and then the third week probably once a week or something like that. And now I take no meds. It's 2 months post-op, and I take no meds at all. I'm able to sleep comfortably on my stomach if I choose to, or on my side. I'm able to move around. I'm able to drive. That's another thing. The mobility of your arms are effective during this process of healing. So, of course, the first and second week, I wasn't really driving. I was getting a ride with someone, or, you know, calling up an Uber if I had to get somewhere. You know, you're on medication, you know, you feel loopy, you feel sick. So you have to use your common sense and do not get on that road driving anywhere. Even if you do have to go back to work and you're not able to take off 5 weeks like I had, then, you know, make sure that you bring supportive things like pillows with you. Make sure that you have some Tylenol with you to kind of help you through the process, because it is painful, you know, and there's a lot of discomfort at first. So just want that to be clear. So guys, I don't want this to be too long. Like everybody always says, oh, I don't want this video to be too long. So hopefully I was helpful. Hopefully the pictures show you real time, like what I went through and where I'm at now. Like I said, I don't even have a bra on now. I'm feeling free. I'm able to stretch, you know. So it's definitely worth it for me. If you have any questions, any, you know, thing I missed that you want more information on, please comment below. Please like, please share, please comment. Let's make this a community. Also, you know, I want you guys to know I'm going to be uploading more videos to this channel. And of course, we're going to do some new videos for More for the Culture, also in the link below with my girl, Miss Tiff. But this channel, I'm going to kind of make it like a personal lifestyle type of thing. I'm going to be doing reviews on like reality shows that I like, you know, giving you my opinion. I'm going to probably try to do another video about the Insecure episode that just came out, because I love me some Insecure. And I don't know, I'm going to give you some feedback on, you know, different things that I try, anything that I order online. Just let me know, like, other things that you would want to discuss or want me to review or talk about. So thank you so much for your time. Peace.